Oh, what's your name? Well, I mean, I like you, I want you, and I always get whatever I want, so I know this is gonna be easy. Let's just, you know, you have a man? I don't care. I see that, and I'm still talking to you, so, you know. By the way, he looks like a beta bitch. Don't you want a real alpha male? Something like this? And I already know you obviously want me, so why are you just playing hard to get? You really don't, and you have a man? Alright, I'm gonna just walk away, and you're just gonna follow me, okay? Oh, trying to play hard to get. See, this is what they do when they really want you. They play hard to get. So, back off right now? Oh, shut up, bro. Why don't we just let her choose? Let her choose. I bet you she's gonna pick me. Right?
Pride is the most dangerous shadow. Why? Because it convinces you that you don't have it. You don't think you need help because you got this. Pride isn't just arrogance, it's a spiritual roadblock. It's the silent force keeping you stuck, convincing you that you already know enough, that you don't need help, and that you're above correction. But what if I told you that pride is the ultimate illusion, one designed to keep you from evolving? In this video, we'll uncover the true nature of pride, what traps us in limitation, what's at stake if we don't break free, and the exact steps to reclaim our higher self. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah, it's you, the one who so badly wants help, but will never actually accept it even when it's offered to us because, man, if I accept that help, that means that I can't do it myself, or man, they're just trying to trick me, or they feel bad for me and I can't have that, instead of maybe someone just genuinely wants to help you, but instead we're just going to continue to do it by ourselves and struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle with it, instead of just saying, yeah, thank you, I could really use that.
It's important for us to understand the trap of pride. Pride is rooted in the ego's need for self preservation. It tricks us into believing that admitting fault or asking for help diminishes our power. In ancient wisdom, pride is considered a distortion of divine will, an energetic blockage that prevents alignment with truth and growth. The reality, true power comes from not resisting change, but from surrendering to transformation.
There are three subtle signs that you're prideful. Pride is something that sneaks up on us pretty regularly as human beings, and we gotta be careful. Number one subtle sign of you being prideful is that you're a control freak. Sometimes people are control freaks because they're fearful. Other times people are control freaks because they always think that they can do better than everybody else. So what they do is that they try to control everything so they can come out to their expectations because they think that their expectations are the best expectations, aka they're acting real arrogant. Another subtle sign that you're prideful is that you're easily offended. You're easily offended because you have a big ego. And the moment that it gets bruised, you get hurt. Sometimes when people are offended, it's not because people have genuinely said something that is offensive, but it's rather that you're surprised that somebody actually said something like that to you. And the last subtle sign of being prideful is that you always think that you're right. This comes with the idea that you can't be wrong, in which that is prideful. It's perfectly fine to think that you have good wisdom and good ideas, but it's not okay to always think that you're right all the time in every situation. So take some time and examine yourself and think about the things I said for a moment. And perhaps the Spirit of God will use this to show some people where they have pride in their life.
In order to truly get the full value of the message this video sends is to release any trauma or judgment around religion itself, because that's not what this is about. This video is about the core character defects that haunt our society, and you don't have to be religious to receive value from this. I ask that you be open-minded, which is 100% the opposite of what this video is about. Pride. Let's break down the illusion of pride. The hidden truth is that pride is the ego's way of shielding wounds. Often those who appear most confident are actually the most insecure. Pride will manifest itself as spiritual stagnation. So essentially the inability to move forward beyond where you are right now along your spiritual journey. It does this by dismissing intuitive nudges because they challenge your comfort zones. Sometimes it can manifest as rejecting wisdom from those who have walked the path before us. And sometimes pride confuses rigidity with strength, when real strength is in adaptability. Pride disconnects us from wisdom, from community, and from higher consciousness. It's the ultimate illusion of self-sufficiency, but the soul was never meant to walk alone. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Amanda Haynes. If you're new here, happy to have you. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're feeling up to it, go ahead and subscribe if you like the vibe and would like to join the tribe.
Some people have this strong, even this intoxicating desire to be right all the time. Do you know anyone like that? Or maybe you struggle with that. Quite frankly, there is a psychology behind the desire to be right all the time. Let me go to break it down for you. Number one, if someone is trying to be right all the time, they're actually dealing with their inner insecurity. They don't want to get exposed that they are not that actually intelligent after all. Number two, unfortunately, our society is data driven. For that reason, we want answers. But true intelligence comes from questioning, not answers. Number three, admitting to your flaws and your mistakes takes a high amount of courage. Unfortunately, people who want to be right all the time are actually hiding behind their mask. Number four, unfortunately, our society focuses heavily on intellectual abilities instead of compassion. But we all know that compassion is needed to build relationships. Number five, someone who wants to be right all the time has a high level of narcissism and is driven by anxiety.
There's a spiritual cost of pride. Pride is like an invisible cage. It keeps you locked in your current identity, afraid to evolve. Esoteric traditions teach that humility is the gateway to divine wisdom. To receive higher knowledge, one must first become empty, a vessel ready to be filled. The greatest spiritual masters were not those who claimed superiority, but those who remained eternal students.
Someone who overreacts or who becomes defensive or angry when their behavior is reasonably questioned struggles with accepting accountability and sees helpful feedback as a personal attack. So really, it's just their own ego getting in the way, and instead of addressing their own behavior, they do everything they can to protect their self-image, even if it is self-sabotaging.
So how do we break free from pride? I'm going to offer you 3 steps on how to break free from pride. Number 1, recognize that growth requires surrender. True wisdom begins when you acknowledge and accept that you don't know everything. Number 2, listen to the mirrors life gives you. Every person, challenge, and setback is a lesson. The universe is always teaching. Are you willing to listen? And number 3, practice ego death. Meditation, shadow work, and self-inquiry dissolve pride's grip, allowing you to access higher levels of consciousness. Ultimately, pride is the shadow that completely blocks your spiritual growth. It's the character defect we have that keeps us blind and in denial of the ways in which we need to evolve. Pride is essentially the ego's greatest trap. What's one moment when pride held you back? Drop a comment below. Let's reflect together. But that's pretty much all I have for y'all today. Thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of the 7 Deadly Shadows series. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you'll be notified on when episode 2 drops. Share this video with someone who's deeply entrenched in their pride. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.